to our next section today. So we're going from Nevers to Bourbon-Lancy, which is about 86 kilometers, and we're heading towards Switzerland. So that's a bit exciting too.
We heard some swans flying over and honking away earlier, and here they're all gathered.
So we're doing impromptu swan lake breakfast time after 24 kilometers this morning, and we've arrived at Fleury-sur-Loire.
Just a lovely little camping spot or rest spot for people going on barges. And they got a nice boulangerie that was filled to the brim with locals. This is a machine for chewing up all the pondweed. The sheep are naked. They've lost their clothes because it's too hot to wear any clothes. Summer has officially arrived.
We're on the beautiful back roads of Bouillon. I think this is where beef Bouillon comes from. But I don't want to think that as the cows of this area are all beautiful. We're having an early morning walk through Bourbon-Lancy, where we stayed last night. It's just got the most charming touches all through this town. It's really old, and it's a thermal spring area, so we got a bit excited there for a moment, but we're going to keep on going. So we have two pastries this morning. We have the pain de Suisse, which looks all chocolatey and almost, what's the other one? Pain de chocolate look like. And then we've got the cornette, which we're not sure about, but we know it will be delicious.
In a little corner of medieval
France. This is the live action adventure of Ethel testing out the water in the thermal spa town of Bourbon-Lancy. It's warm, he says. That's why it's got steam coming off it. Is it warm enough for me? Yes. Oh my word, I must try it.
So we've discovered that the mist on the lake is because it's slightly warmer than the surrounding air. But it's not warm enough for a swim, unfortunately.
Day 25.
We're riding out of Bourbon-Lancy on what appears to be an old railway line. There's always really good riding, nice gentle slopes, and going past the old railway towns.
Burgundy in the spring.
Today's a short day, and it's going to be very short because we're going to be mostly going along this canal, which is flat and fast and really nice and relaxing. We're having a decadent lunch of salmon mousse and bread, and there goes a paddle steamer cleaning up the canal. Here we have the little river running along next to the canal.
We just came around the corner and saw these beautiful cows having their siesta. The special white cows, I think they're the Chevet cows of Burgundy. Now they don't like me standing here, so I better carry on going. Now, some people looking at this video will say, wow, Ethel's about to get rained on. Check out the cumulonimbus there. But Ethel says,
The French weatherman says that it's not going to rain today, and I have trust in the French weatherman.
okay, so we'll see what happens. Love these cows.
This is a beautiful chateau.
So Ethel, we're sitting undercover in our campsite. And why are we undercover?
Because it was raining earlier and I was uploading a YouTube video.
Yes, it rained, folks. You heard it here.
Just a few minutes ago it was raining, but now the sun's out Gail's made a delicious dinner
Hooray.
and
Bon appetit.
time to eat.
It's day 26 on the 14th of May, and we are off to the city of Beaune, which is pretty much the central city of the Burgundy province. And tomorrow we've got a rest day. So today we're doing 90 Ks and looking forward to our relaxing day tomorrow.
And there across the lake you can see our campsite, which is a lovely place. The mist has disappeared and it's another perfect day for riding. This morning we had a lot of uphill climbs and now we're back down at the canals. So it's going to be a bit more level for most of the rest of the day. We've been cycling along the Canal Central and now it goes downhill for a long way in a series of locks down into the valley.
Canal that goes up through France.
This is the main canal through the centre of France. The cycleway along the Canal de Centre is great on this section. It's all a lovely greenway through the forests with the creek next to it. Now this section of the canal seems to be completely empty. There's no ways boats can come along here. They must be doing some maintenance. We've been going on the Eurovia 6 for a while now, and now we divert onto the Velo 51 to get to Beaune.
Burgundy. And look at this beautiful welcome to our first bridge. We've just come through the village of Saint-Denis, which is interesting because it's the start of the climats of Burgundy, which is a UNESCO phenomenon of all the vineyards on the hills, which we'll soon see, that have been tended by the Cistercian monks for the last 1,000 years at least.
Here are all those vines that Gail was talking about, stretching off into the distance. You can see all the seasonal workers going to trim the vines at the beginning of the season.
Chateau farmhouses among the vineyards and little villages. It's all here for a perfect afternoon.
The tractors here look like they're from some sci-fi movie.
So that fellow up there just did lots of thunder at us, and we are expecting to get wet.
We're racing a tractor and we're racing a storm. We lost the race with the storm, but it's actually quite nice and refreshing after a hot day. We're taking shelter from the rainstorm in, I don't know, a little bath for the workers, I assume. Although there's a rainstorm out there, there's blue sky above. So we shouldn't have to shelter here all that long. As we're coming into our campsite there, just a moment ago we were sopping wet in the middle of a storm, and here it's completely dry. And there we are, coming into Beaune.
Hey Ethel, what you doing? Ethel, no! That's so bad! So we're in Beaune on our day off, and we have walked across to the fromagerie. And what's better cheese than someone who makes cheese well enough to afford a McLaren Ferrari? So we're going into this cheese shop because this is where it's at. This is goat's cheese from Burgundy. It's got flowers all over it, which we're hoping will add to the allure of the taste. Let's see.
Is it good?
Not as good as my Aldi Brie. All right, here we are. We're near the ancient hospital area. There's a giant panda. We're not sure why, but he's pretty cool. So we're exploring the streets of Bonn, and there's a basilica.
We've exited Bonn quite easily from through the industrial areas, and now we're going back into the countryside. We had a nice rest day in Bonn, and now we're heading off towards our next destination. 80-kilometer ride. I managed to save 20 k's by taking us on an alternative route than the official Eurovelo route, and it looks like it's going to be a nice day.
Bon appetit. Let's have a look. What is it going to be?
Oh, nice.
That looks good.
It's cheesy, it's quite sweet, and
it's instant. 5 minutes. That's what it's all about. We've arrived in Soir. We're back on the route of the EB6, and
we're in the town of Soir, next to the Seine River, and we've done a bit of grocery shopping and having some lunch.
Great. We are out of the vineyards of Burgundy almost immediately this morning, and we're into the windy wheat fields again. Windy wheat fields all over.
We're back beside the canals again. So we've just joined the Grand Canal on the La Voie Bleue through the Côte d'Or.
As Ethel rounds the corner of the Voie de Bleu, we've entered a beautiful area from Saint-Jean-de-Losnay. It's so pretty, and there's a few boats around again.
Cycling into Dole is a long straight canal, thankfully sheltered from the wind, so it's quite nice and relaxing after 60 k's, 65 k's of riding mostly in the wind. We have woken up early in Dole and wandered into the old city before anyone else is up.
We're on a mission. We are looking for that baguette, that breakfast baguette, because the early bird catches the baguette. We are under the city of Dole. We are going exploring their historic fountain area, which is owned by the city, in these caverns under the ground. We're sharing some space with the birds.
We're having a breakfast patisserie in front of the
Dole Cathedral.
Just found a little patch of sun to keep warm in.
Yeah.
The clock tower's ringing to wake everyone up. But there's no one awake other than Gail and I.
We're in Little Venice, Petite Venice, La France.
We're leaving Dole after a lovely morning of exploring the ancient city.
Greenways.
And we've got mostly greenways today all the way to Besançon. Everyone's out on their morning training rides along the Doubs River. It's a beautiful morning, not a breath of wind. Lovely. The frogs are laughing at us as we're cycling along here. It's a very sweet sound.
I feel like for a lot of people, that's what they would love to do. Not so much me. I'm quite happy with my bicycle. Bravely going where no one has gone before.
We got the easy life today. Flat canals, no headwind, no rain.
Only 50 k's.
Oh, it's just, life is good.
The landscape is so different here on the Doubs River. We're in the Jura Hills and it's very wooded. So these lovely meadows of grass and then beautiful hills and forests. So,
Ethel will now be tasting Comté, which is made in Franche-Comté, which is in the east of France.
So
which is where we are now.
This is an original taste. Oh, that's a very nice cheese. That is salty.
Two
Very
thumbs
nice.
up.
It is. We leaving Avigny with Ian as our guide, showing us the commute route through into Besançon. Next to the river. It's beautiful. The view up from the Doubs to the city walls is quite incredible.
So dramatic. It's like Lord of the Rings or Narnia just before the fight scene, and we're going to go breach the walls somehow.
Yeah.
Sunday morning in Besançon Old Town.
We really are doing an assault on the citadel. This is steep, quite a climb. The scale of the citadel is quite mind-blowing. It's immense and so defensive. But what's very odd is that they've got a zoo in the grounds of the citadel, and there are some baboons in the moat. This is the view from the top of the citadel down to the whole centre of Besançon. So impressive.
There's Ethel down there looking after the bikes, and I'm exploring Besançon UNESCO Citadel.
So after climbing up to the top of the citadel just a few moments ago, we are now going to go underneath the whole thing along the canal through that tunnel over there. And here we go into the tunnel and under the city.
There it is right behind us. We've just gone underneath all those tons of rock.
There's a paddling race happening today on the river.
We're just cycling through the stunning countryside of Franche-Comté, and I have to say, I think this is my favorite part of France. It's just too lovely for words. We're very thankful and excited to have our Comté cheese, the local delicacy, courtesy of Ian and Sophie for lunch. So thank you very much for that. As well as, let me just tell you, the scandal of the day is Ethel is having more beer for lunch. He's having more of it. Oh my goodness. But that's the more beer,
It's
the French cheese. Those beautiful limestone cliffs. Can't get enough of those.
As we cycle further towards Switzerland, the landscape does feel far more Swiss. We're leaving Clerval on a calm, sunny morning, and got about 100 k's to go, cycling along the canal with a canal on our right and the Doubs just behind these bushes on the left. And it's a beautiful day, but we can feel the weather's changing. The wind has changed to be from the north, and it's cold, and it's bringing rain possibly tomorrow.
We've cycled about 40 kilometers already this morning, and we've chanced upon some bath ducks in the city of Montbéliard, which was run by the Germans for 400 years. So we're about to get a small touch of Germany already in France. This reminds me of a peppermint crisp chocolate. Delicious.
We just changed the canal system we're going along, and now we see a sign saying that way to the Rhine, which is the way we are headed, which is exciting. We've been heading uphill all morning, and at last we have come over the ridge, and now we're going downhill. It's very slight, but you can see the locks are pointing that way. You can see all the locks disappearing into the distance as we just freewheel down towards Mulhouse, which is great.
Okay, this is me. I'm doing my confession because that's what happens in France. I have been eating too much Haribo Dragibus. They are so yummy. Are you focusing on them? These are like jelly babies but on steroids, and they are so good for cycling. So just product placement, I recommend. All right, Athel is going for his first European swim.
Nice.
He's very happy in there after a hot day of cycling, and it is super hot here today. Very surprising.
We're cycling past the circus which is setting up, and here they're training the little ponies. Very sweet. We're cycling through the historical centre of Mulhouse.
Mulhouse. Our last day in France. We're on our way to Basel, but we're saying goodbye to France here.
That's a pretty old city. By complete chance, we stumbled upon the fresh produce market of Mulhouse. So we'll get some supplies. We enjoyed exploring Mulhouse, and the ride through there was quite good. Good bikeways, but it's always good to get back to the river.
The river, but which one? We don't know.
We don't know.
Is it the Rhine? Basel or bust.
We've been going along canals and rivers which have not been able to be navigated by these massive big barges, and now we're on the Rhine, and they have huge commercial ships as well as massive cruise liners.